Thought that I was never going to go back to jewelry really, because I left it because I did it like for so many years, and it wasn't a real challenge for me anymore. So I wanted to bigger size, so I started doing the lanterns, the lights, that I always saw as big jewels. So in this collection I started exploring all the botanical world with all the earrings as flowers or as necklaces. I always like spiders, and I find it fascinating how people either are like fascinated of it or repelled from it. And there is this one, there is the biggest one, there is the black widow, and then there is a tarantula that come in different coloring and as a pin, as a necklaces. And then the little one is the Sicarius. They are this little spider you see around the house. And on this one I put like a big dome quartz crystal in the center that if you see inside, you see a star. There is actually a little tiny bit star, but the stone works as a magnifying lens and it makes as big as the stone itself. And the big jewels became small jewels again. I'm able to do this time big shapes, but in a very light way. I always had that problem because I like the shape to be three-dimensional. And with my jewelry before, since I used like a lost wax process, doing three-dimensional stuff made the jewelry heavy. So my size was only constricted to small size. I was never be able to do like big stuff because it was going to be unwearable. And I always used the sulfur to darken the silver before to make it black, but now using it for this collection, I discovered that I can obtain all a different range from color, from like pale yellow, a little darker, and then a little more darker, up to like different like browns that turn into violet or blue. And that was like really nice because it brought all this concept I've been working on for quite some time now, of this like nature-inspired pieces, a new face that is the color, and the color that I can obtain, they're very natural, and they look like could come from nature, like this purple flower. They have names of actual flower, but doesn't mean that the shape of the flower. Sometimes I just take a detail of a flower and I use it in a different shapes, but that's the reminder, like this one was orchid. I made my own incredible creature, and I don't know, this is like belladonna. There is it's a famous flower that is used for like its property in natural medicine as well. There are ferns. All the pieces are just laser cut. You know, I did the design on my own and like went through different stages. Like this earring, for example, it started like this with 8 petals and then ended up like this with 6 petals that I thought was much better. So it was a long process of like obtaining the right shape. And then each one, even if it starts from a base that's the same, the way that it's bent, since it's bent by hand, I bend each single one by hand, it's never the same from another one. Like this is the same earrings, but bent in a different day, or I wanted to try something different. So I kind of reproduced kind of like the flower in nature they are. They have a basic geometry, but then each one has its own personality, and they kind of open and develop in a different way. And that I was really excited about that. It's kind of like a production collection, but at the same time it's kind of like one of a kind. And I always like to put my hand in what I do, you know, so I'm using like modern technology, but at the end it's always what design do.